So for my only thought is, for weed, how late in the evening do they comfortably deliver?
Let me see if I have information.
Because if I just go 4 to 6 today, which is my intent, then
They sent me their updated hours a while ago. Yeah, we can still try running it, but it's going to need to be repaired.
yeah.
Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll load it and run it, and if it actually gets the dishes fairly clean, I'll wait until he leaves so that we don't have to interfere with anything they're doing. You're saying 1 to 6 daily.
Oh, so yeah,
Hospital
then
appointments in the morning with 12 hours notice.
let's do it tomorrow. That's okay.
Just a little bit.
Looks like it'll work like normal, but we'll see. We will see. So we agree to disagree. Well, since New York is an anarchist jurisdiction, I guess I should just wear this hat all the time now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just so people know.
Yeah. Well, whatever's written in your heart, that's all that matters. You find a way to say it all someday. Night and day. Oh, got the pedal. Hey, Yeah, I love the Sting soundtrack. It's good stuff. Oops. Man, I'm rusty on this one. I'm playing the reduced version. Like, meant to teach kids how to play it. Man, my hand is out of shape on that one. Alright. I think it's good about time to start. Hello, 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 and hello, everybody. Since New York City is apparently an anarchist jurisdiction now, I'm both declaring that I am from and not from New York. Easy clap. Let's see. I just need to make sure my lyrics are up for the next song. Alright. What's up? I think this song kind of covers it. Tumble out of bed and I stumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition, yawn and stretch and try to come alive. Wake me in the shower and the blood starts pumping. Out on the street, the traffic starts thumping with folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5, ain't no way to make a living, barely getting by. It's all taken and oh, it is on the separate channels? Shoot. Build your dreams just to watch them shatter. Just to step on the boss man's ladder, but you got dreams you'll never take away. You're in the same boat with a lot of your friends, just waiting for the day your ship will come in, when the tide's gonna turn and it's all gonna blow your way. Working 9 to 5, yeah, they got you where they want you. There's a better life, and you think about it, don't you? It's a rich man's game, yeah, no matter what they call it. And you're spending your lifetime putting money in his wallet. 9 to 5, yeah, the way to make a living, barely getting by. It's all taken and a given, try to move ahead, but the boss won't seem to let me. Sometimes I swear that man is out to get me. Shoot. So that was a thing that was showing up on, that's fucked up. One moment, please. Monitor off. Mic auxiliary. There we go. Sorry, I forgot to down mix it to mono, just because Mac, I think OBS did that automatically. This should be better, and let me know if the microphone is still too quiet, because there's been some weird stuff about the settings on it in my new PC, but this is my new PC setup. Yay. Well, I've down mixed it to mono, so hopefully it's okay now. And tell me how the levels are on the mic once I start. All right. Well, this next one was requested by our own $27, who I believe is in the chat. And this was a wonderful, wonderful suggestion. And I've been really enjoying this song, so I hope I can do it some justice. Night and day, and day, night and day, and day. Woke up here on a rainy day. I swore last time that I would stay away. I came down here to talk to you. I said this time I might get through. I heard her speak, but all the words were dead. We talked all night and left it all unsaid. So we agreed to disagree, but we still got our memories. Whatever's written in your heart is all that matters. Either way to say it all someday. Yeah, gotta move the window to never heart. That's all that matters. Night and day, night and day. Sorry, this window with the lyrics is being a pain. One moment, there we go. You've got your secrets, yeah, and I've got mine. We've played this game now for a long, long time. You don't lean on anyone. Never had no place to run. You never wanted me to get too close. We love and hate the ones we need the most. I tried to find a way to you. One thing I could say to you: whatever's written in your heart, that's all that matters. You find a way to say it all someday, yeah. Whatever's written in your heart, that's all that matters, yeah. Night and day, and day. Maybe I've always set my sights too high. You take the easy way and still get by. I know there ain't no special way. We all get there anyway. I heard her speak, but all the words were dead. We talked all night and left it all unsaid. So we agreed to disagree. At least we've got our memories. Whatever's written in your heart, that's all that matters. You find a way to say it all someday, yeah. Whatever's written in your heart, that's all that matters, yeah. Night and day, and day. night and day, and day. Whatever's written in your heart, that's all that matters. You'll find a way to say it all someday. Yeah. Whatever's written in your heart, that's all that matters. Hey. Night and day, and day. Night and day, and day. Ah, that's nice. Oh, well, I very much like that song. Here, let's get because that song was one of the that was suggested quite a while ago now, and it was one that I took my sweet time in getting to. I just want to give a quick shout out to the recommender, who is a wonderful streamer that y'all should check out if you haven't. All right. Let's keep it in the mellow vein. The mic level's okay now, right? Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. Great. No hell below us. Above us, only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Ooh. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. The end of capital is just the beginning, because let's imagine no positions. I wonder if we can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. friggin' nose today. Darn. Sorry about that. We're told that after the war, the Nazis vanished without a trace. But battalions of fascists still dream of a master race. The history books all tell of their defeat in 45. Yet they all came out of the woodwork on the day the Nazi died. They say the prisoner at Spandau was a symbol of defeat, while Hess remained imprisoned and the fascists they were beat. So the promise of an Aryan world would never materialize. Then why did they all come out of the woodwork on the day the Nazi died? The planet is filled with maggots. The maggots are getting fat. They're making a tasty meal of all the bosses and bureaucrats. They're coming into the boardrooms and they're fat and full of pride. And they all came out of the woodwork on the day the Nazi died. They became police and senators with dog whistle and hate. They send out calls for genocide and disguise them as debate. There's new ones on the internet with hate to capitalize. They just keep coming out of the woodwork and they're barely in disguise. So if you meet with these historians, I'll tell you what to say. You tell them that the Nazis never really went away. Oh, they're out there shooting synagogues up and peddling racist lies. And we'll never rest again until every Nazi dies. The chords. Well, so normally they do it in a sort of a cappella style, so my chords are actually made up for it, but I do it in C, and it's mostly just C, F, G, and C, and the occasional C over E or E minor, depending on how you want to do it. But yeah, it's just a 1-4-5 progression mostly, as far as I can tell. At least that's how I've adapted it. Okay. Ooh, what's next? Let's get you in place a little better, shall we? There we go. Let's get you in place a little better, shall we? There we go. All right. 1, 2, 1, 2. The landlord's come to visit. He's blasting disco down below. He says, I'm raising the rent because the city's condemned. You're gonna help me buy City Hall. Oh, we can, you know we can. Oh, thanks. We can, you know we can. Let's lynch the landlord man. I tell him turn on the water. I tell him turn on the heat. He says all you ever do is complain, and then they search the place when I'm not here. But we can, you know we can. Oh, we can, you know we can. Let's lynch the landlord, let's lynch the landlord, let's lynch the landlord man. Chewing up the kitchen, I got roaches up to my knees. Turn the oven on, it smells like decal, yeah, till the rain pours through the ceiling. But we can, you know we can. Oh, we can, you know we can. Let's lynch the landlord, let's lynch the landlord, let's lynch the landlord, man. I like these sunglasses. They're fun. I got these at a sort of a random middle of nowhere place. Oh, thank you for the follow. Yeah, I got these sunglasses at a sort of random, not too random place in Vermont. where they were selling sort of clothes that they had dug out of their parents' attic and just old vintage stuff that people turn in for not too much. I think these things were only like $10, maybe a little less, which is nice. I get most of my stuff from thrift stores these days. Okay, next one is one of mine. This is a song about marijuana prohibition. It's called Let the Flowers Grow. Ugh, I messed up. Hang on. You gotta protect the children from the world at the world's every expense. You got people to jail, you'd rather kill for reasons that always made sense. Oh, the first time they swore it made us murder all night. Then they said commies would use it to weaken our fight. Then they suffocated monkeys and outlawed rope. And here you are setting fire to a field of hope. With the weed you burned out the garden, had a peaceful smelling smoke. With all of the hope and lends to all of the folk that you call it a weed is a racist joke. And the animus you lend this crop passes on to those who sow. So how long can you stand to keep your head in the sand before you let the flowers grow? You read what's written by older folk and say it all makes perfect sense. You can never see it when life is a joke unless it's at someone's expense. Oh, you invoke a God, you say created the plant. And then when sick people need it, you say God says they can't. Cause with the prisons you own and the pills you need, God forbid you make less on account of greed. With the weed you burned out the garden, had a peaceful smelling smoke. And with all of the hope it lends to all of the folk that you call it a weed is a racist joke. And the animus you lend this crop passes on to those who sow. So how long can you stand to keep your head in the sand before you let the flowers grow? Oh, but you throw every bill of the cash you make at a white man who makes you feel like the whole world is ending, and he'll save you by bringing all that's different to heel. So you invest in his bombs and support pogroms of children who aren't like yours. No matter what's in the hand, if you think they could stand up to you, you're gonna use deadly force. Cause you gotta protect the children from the world no matter what those children say. You cannot abide seeing life destroyed unless it's life that's in your way. And now centuries later in the land of the free, once you made all that money on the new slavery, after families destroyed and the kids you got shot, you'll be dying alone, pissing on the wrong part. Cause the weed you burned out the garden had a peaceful smelling smoke. And with all of the hope it lends to all of the folk that you call it a weed is a racist joke. And the animus you lend this crop passes on to those who sow. So how long can you stand to keep your head in the sand before you let the flowers grow? I played that a little too fast. I think the elves would resent the implication that they're not in a constant state of high and euphoria. I mean, not that I would know anything about elves. I'm totally not a secret. Totally not an elf in disguise. Totally, it's just not a thing. Just don't worry about it. It's not a thing. One moment. Okay. That song kind of made me want to take it. Afternoon, y'all. But hey, Cougar Jack, and hey, Ink and Teeth. How y'all doing? High elves and sober elves. Well, I don't know. It goes even farther because in they can sort of distinguish the innate drug qualities of the elves in Skyrim and like Elder Scrolls because you've got the high elves and they've even got the snow elves. Sorry, bad joke. Ooh. Walking right up to that edge. Oh, man. They're called the Dunmer. Be respectful. All right, what was next? Oh, Bread and Roses. Let me pull up the lyrics for that. That should be nice. Was touched by all the beauty. All right. Actually, I want to try it in my kind of style, see how it sounds. As we... Oh, not that high, jeez. As we go marching, marching in the beauty of the day, 1,000 darkened kitchens, 1,000 mill lofts gray are touched by all the radiance that a sudden sun discloses. For the people hear us singing, bread and roses, bread and roses. As we come marching, marching, we battle too for men, for they are women's children, and we mother them again. Our lives shall not be sweated from birth until life closes. Hearts starve as well as bodies. Give us bread, but give us roses. As we go marching, marching, unnumbered women dead go crying through our singing their ancient call for bread, small art and love and beauty, their drudging spirits new. Yes, it is bread we fight for, but we fight for roses too. As we come marching, marching, we bring the greater days. The rising of the women means the rising of the human race. No more the drudge and idler tend that toil where one reposes, but a sharing of life's glories, bread and roses, bread and roses. Our lives shall not be sweated from birth until life closes. Hearts starve as well as bodies, bread and roses, bread and roses. Oh, thank you, Wiz. You know, I think I got it somewhere. I think you might have some idea of where I got it, but I just can't recall somehow. But I've decided that since New York is apparently going to be an anarchist jurisdiction, I should just wear this hat all the time, I guess, to show that I'm from New York. There. Slightly better lighting. No, but in all seriousness, if y'all like these kind of hats, then Wiz has them in his merch store, so check them out. What was next? What was next? The Free Association of New Yorkers. We're working on it. I can't say too much about what's going on in the neighborhoods, but we're working on it, I think. All right. Yeah, drop a merch link in the chat for sure. I should start doing a hat command for Nightbot or something. I'm afraid I don't. Sorry. I can add it to the list though, Cougar Jacked. I always can have more to add to the list. All right. That's barricades. This trackball mouse is about 4 years old, maybe 5 years old, I think. It was the first Bluetooth one I could find. There is power in a factory, there's power in the land, power in the hands of the worker, but it all amounts to nothing if together we don't stand. There is power in our union. Now the lessons of the past were all learned with workers' blood. The mistakes of the bosses we must pay for. From the cities and the farmlands to the trenches full of mud. War has always been the boss's way, sir. The union forever defending our rights. Down with the black leg, or workers unite with our brothers and our sisters in many far-off lands. There is power in our union. Hey, Cougar, so if you have a particular version that you think I should try and learn it from, because I'm going to learn the language phonetically, then drop the link in the chat for sure. Now I long for the morning that they realize brutality and unjust laws cannot defeat us. Oh, but who'll defend the workers who cannot organize when the bosses send their lackeys out to cheat us? Money speaks for money, the devil for his own. Who comes to speak for the skin and the bone? Bring a comfort to the grieving, bring a light to the child. There is power in our union. The union forever defending our rights. Down with the black leg, our workers unite with our brothers and our sisters in many far-off lands. There is power in our union. There is power in our union. Damn, my nose is playing me today. Alright. Here's one of mine that I'm sure y'all know quite well. If you've got the corresponding emojis, please fill up the chat with them and let me know if the emoji wall works, because it didn't work. Oh, hang on. Sorry. I just got a message. Blah, 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 blah. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Okay, looks like the emoji wall is not even properly set up. Oh well, I will set that up for the next stream. Anywho, if you've got the corresponding emojis, drop them in the chat. It started in a world of kings and slaves, a world of revolutions and unmarked graves, where the power needs to hold on to what it's got, no matter how many of the poor get shot. So the kings paid soldiers for the day-to-day, to punish anybody taking wealth away. And if you asked anybody why those cops were around, you'd get the lie from the rich and the truth from the poor, right before you get put in the ground. The truth that all cops are bad. They don't protect, they don't serve, they just enforce with a gun. All cops are bad. The only good cop isn't one. And soon there were places running without kings. They took the same money and did the same thing. Said their king was a market that needs free will, while they sold the few slaves that they didn't kill. Said people weren't people and fought that fight to say who could murder what and call it a right. And if you asked why so many needed to die, they could pay cops to kill and torture your family till you stopped asking why. I believe Kez has one that says why all cops are bad. They don't protect, they don't serve, they just enforce with a gun. All cops are bad. The only good cop isn't one. And as the guns got bigger, they got faster on the trigger. As the laws got tougher, all the cops got rougher. They knew the brutal truth that slavers always know, that the badges and the titles are a rich man's capital show. Because a murderer's a murderer, and you don't get to flout him or the murder you for saying you could ever live without him. We need people giving help we seek. We need people who are willing to protect the weak. But when protection is violence that helps no one, and the one who should be helping's just waving a gun, then they're serving a king called the status quo, to put you in the ground for helping those below. And if you ask why not answer life for life, then they can shoot you in your bed or in your car or on the street and say you're running away from their army and you might have a knife. All cops are bad. They don't protect, they don't serve, they just enforce with a gun. All cops are bad. The only good cop isn't one. All cops are bad. They don't protect, they don't serve, they just enforce with a gun. All cops are bad. The only good cop isn't one. Woo. All right. Then before I switch to guitar, I'm afraid I'm going to have to get some water and take a piss real quick. So I will be back very, very shortly. I haven't come up with a way to have my hold music, which I think y'all will appreciate, play automatically yet, but this is the hold sequence. Be right back. It's a hold music, hold music. 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 It's a hold music, hold music, hold music, hold music. Oh, I should probably add a chat box to the hold screen, shouldn't I? It's hold music, hold music. There we go. There's a chat box now on the hold screen. Yay! Let us appropriately adjust the camera. Alright. Almost. Come on. You can do it. Stay up. Alright. String worked out properly. Alright, this is one of mine. It's about settler holidays, really. Here we go. Told about the settlers who came on boats to tame and enslave a new frontier. Then we're told about the natives who broke bread with them. But that's what we celebrate every year, a day of Thanksgiving for you and me. It sounds a lot better than the history where we slaughtered over 700 young and old. It gave thanks that the savages' bodies were cold, but folks complain table whenever that story's told. 'Cause it's easier to feel patriotic than to ever accept the guilt we owe. It's easier to say it's all about history than admit we're disgusted by what we know. So we'll teach our children cute little lies so we can validate the privilege and so no one cries. 'Cause it's easier to feel patriotic when it's someone else's genocide. We learn in elementary school who found this land. We memorize the 3 ships' names. Then we affirm it with a federal holiday. Hell, some places even do parades. We teach our kids in 1492 Columbus sailed the ocean blue. But we omit the slaving and the massacres, forget the rapes, the infections and the sheer numbers. 'Cause it's better kids be comfortable than wonder whose descendants have it worse. 'Cause it's easier to feel patriotic than to talk about slavery or disease. It's easier to say it's all about history than examine oppression subtleties. So we'll teach our children cute little lies so we can validate the privilege and so no one cries. 'Cause it's easier to feel patriotic when it's someone else's genocide. Some folks claim this is God's country, a God that's imported and white. Because their descendants, not tormentors, that what they own is right. They'll say it wasn't their fault unless it's by their hand. Pretend the flag's for heritage instead of the plan. Justify traditions and you'll never have to worry about the people your tradition made you better than. 'Cause it's easier to feel patriotic than to sow too much doubt or to scare the kids. It's easier to just keep the symbols than examine our willful ignorance. So we'll teach our children cute little lies so we can validate the privilege and so no one cries. 'Cause it's easier to feel patriotic when it's someone else's genocide. And it's easier to feel patriotic than to empathize with what's different. It's easier to swear to God and country than to swear on yourself and hope you're fit. So we'll teach the future great big lies so we can maintain this privilege to ignore who dies. 'Cause it's easier to feel patriotic when it's someone else's genocide. Oof, this needs a tuning badly. Good enough for now. As every white guy with any degree of responsibility said, good enough for now. I come from the mountains, Kentucky's my home, where the wild deer and the black bear so lately did roam. By the cool rushing waterfalls, the wildflowers dream, and through every green valley there runs a clear stream. Now there's scenes of destruction on every hand, and it's only black waters run down through my land. Sad scenes of destruction on every hand. Black waters run down through my land. Oh, the quail is a pretty bird, he sings a sweet song. In the roots of the tall timbers she nests with her young. But the hillside explodes with the dynamite's roar, and the voices of the small birds will sound there no more. And the trees come a-sliding so awful and grand, as the poisonous waters rise over the land. Sad scenes of destruction on every hand. Black waters run down through the land. In the rising of the springtime we planted our corn. In the falling of the springtime we buried our sun. In the summer calm a nice man says everything's fine. My employer just requires a way to his mind. So they threw down the mountain and covered our corn. Now the grave on the hillside's a mile deeper down, and that man stands and talks with his hat in his hand as the flooding black waters rise over the land. Sad scenes of destruction on every hand. Black waters run down through the land. Well, I ain't got no money, not much of a home. I was part of this land, now the land's not my own. But if I had some of that money that this hell's about, well, I'd buy Perry County and run 'em all out. Then sit down on the bank with my bait and my can, and just watch the clear waters rise over the land. Oh, wouldn't that be like some promised land? Black waters, no more in our land. Well, wouldn't that be like some promised land? Black waters, no more in our land. That was okay. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's a great song. And of course, it is not by me originally, but it is by Julie Rose Escobar. And it was recommended by the inimitable Trashnomancer, who I'm afraid is not available to wield their sword today, as best I can tell. But they give fantastic recommendations, and that was a fantastic song by a fantastic artist, and I encourage you to check them out. Julie Rose or Julie Rose Escobar on YouTube. All right. Next one's one of mine. This is about our child trafficking and our human trafficking system and our concentration camps on the southern border. It's primarily directed at ICE, but it's peripherally directed at ICE, but is primarily about the children that we torture and murder in this country. We built a world of white men's greed, held up by blood and steel. Then we manifested laws to say our destiny was real. We waged our wars to draw fictitious lines upon the sand and say which peoples are illegal in a stolen land. We called them in to build our homes and feed us while we sat, then called them lazy and deceitful while we all grew rich and fat. Fat rich monsters come to power, call the death and horror fake. Are the children seeing the one thing that's left to take? Little sister, little brother, we are family all the same. But we took your hope and dignity and numbered you with blame. For a line monsters say stay at the table if you want those kids alive. Then argue over how much we should pay them to let kids survive. They claim they haven't done a thing and pass the children on. They deny while parents die of children come and gone. If in defense of all these crimes you'd spare a single breath, the world of human dignity will likely profit from your death. Don't say that we should respect sick practices that hate believe. A genocide for the white American God we did conceive. Little sister, little brother, we are family all the same. But we took our hope and dignity and numbered you with blame. For a lie the rich men sell and for the hatred they pervade. So we drug you in your cages and watched Nazis on parade. Little sister, little brother, we are all of us to blame. It was our responsibility to love you all the same. Now we must account this world the rich white murderers do claim. Little sister, little brother, we are family all the same. Well, we all share a world we may destroy. We owe our lives to one another, every girl and boy. But for the sake of comforts we are sold. Well, we'll ignore the tragedy, we'll ignore the savagery. Instead of breaking down the doors, we'll go to work and do as told. As we bargain with the monsters, we are monsters too. And little sister, little brother, that is what we've been to you. We owe life we've taken with the slavery we elect. We owe our lives to one another, not to flag or dialect. These are walls that we have paid for, those are our pigs on patrol. And those who follow orders earn a shallow grave to pay their toll. Little sister, little brother, if we come for all of you, would you know us from the monsters we have put you through? Little sister, little brother, we are family all the same. But we took your hope and dignity and numbered you with blame. For a lie the rich men sell and for the hatred they pervade. So we dug you in your cages and watched Nazis on parade. Little sister, little brother, we are all of us to blame. It was our responsibility to love you all the same. Now we must account this world the rich white murderers do claim. Little sister, little brother, we are family all the same. Oof. Man, I have not been playing guitar enough lately. I need to start doing more regular practice on this thing so I can get my calluses back good. All right, this next one is by Ellsworth, or George Tachi, the owner of the... Oh, hey, Trash! I think I disabled the timer on the rep list and the set list by accident, but it should still work with exclamation mark rep and exclamation mark set. All right, well, this one is by George Tachi, or Ellsworth. It is a wonderful piece. is hiding there. Something so precious locked away somewhere, way down inside, but in her eyes it shows. Jammed into subway cars with magazines, holed up in offices and factories, surrounded by the rhythm of machinery. Closing her eyes, but deep down inside it grows. Somebody explodes, somebody gets loaded, somebody's down on their knees. You see the things I gotta do just to stay alive are killing me. Young girl cried, the three-car dealer who would not reply. All the players looked like passers-by, playing a game as if it were all in fun. Somebody explodes, somebody gets loaded, somebody's down on their knees. You see the things I gotta do just to stay alive are killing me. In the afternoon, sees two crossbones meet that broken city moon. Here's the popping of a toy balloon tied to the honor of a childhood dream. And looking up, she begins to stare into the twisted mirrors of despair. The empty schoolyards, the broken stairways, they hypnotized till that's all she can see. Somebody explodes, somebody gets loaded, somebody's down on their knees. You see the things I gotta do just to stay alive are killing me. Things I gotta do just to stay alive are killing me. Winter is coming, and I feel the need to retool. Oh. Time to hack everything. Nice. Found some causes to make people... Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad, Trish. Oh. That's great. I'm trying out my my new PC for the stream today. I don't really have any of my main apps set up except for Streamlabs and, well, obviously like all my antivirals and my firewall and shit, but Streamlab is mainly the app I've got, so we'll see how this goes. All right, what was next? Oh yeah, it's yodeling time, y'all. Which means I need some water. Please hold for about 10 seconds. There we go. I have water now. Yay. Oh, I'm glad. Thank you. I'm glad. All right. In the jailhouse now, fellers. Key D. I had a friend named Rambling Bob. He used to steal gamble and rob. They thought it was the smartest guy around. Well, I found out last Monday the Bob got locked up Sunday. They got him in the jailhouse way downtown. He's in the jailhouse now. He's in the jailhouse now. Well, I told him once or twice to stop playing cards and shooting dice. He's in the jailhouse now. Well, Bob liked to play his poker, pinochle, whisk, and euchre, but shooting dice was his favorite game. Where he got thrown in jail with nobody to go his bail. Well, the judge done said that he refused a fine. He's in the jailhouse now. He's in the jailhouse now. Well, I told him once or twice to stop playing cards and shooting dice. He's in the jailhouse now. Well, I went out last Tuesday, met a girl named Susie. I said I was the swellest guy around. We started spending my money, and she started to calling me honey. We took in every cabaret in town. We're in the jailhouse now. We're in the jailhouse now. Well, I told that judge right to his face, I don't like to see this place. We're in the jailhouse now. Oh, thank you for the follow. Thank you. Now they kept me in their years. I suffered my worst fears. The guards who'd use you and pass you around. And with the prisons just seeking profits, building more and more cells and coffins, well, we rioted and burned it to the ground. We burned the jailhouse down. Let's burn the jails all down. No, it ain't naive or bravery. It's just saying no to slavery. Let's burn the jails all down. Whew. You know what that means it's time for? It's time for the accordion. Accordion. I like the accordion. I don't often play the accordion, but I like accordion. I should play more accordion, but it's quite exhausting to play the accordion. 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 I should be memorized on Dall'Oi Polizei, but just in case, I may be a little slower than usual. So this is my version, for those of you who are unfamiliar, of Dall'Oi Polizei, which is a Yiddish anarchist song. I am officially strapped. This accordion is a strap-on. Travel North America, you'll see it everywhere. Police kill with impunity, politicians don't care. Whether in a bed or in police custody, pretend a human's criminal, kill them, get off scot-free. Cops who self-investigate their murder-happy gang are magically not guilty no matter whose kids they hang. Some will call it lynching, but it is, that's clear to see, on the badges of the slave patrols. Oh, excuse me, the police. Hey, Dall'Oi Polizei means the same thing now as yesterday. Out of our houses into the streets, everybody say, fuck the police. Sandra Bland pulled over by a Texas pig named Brian. Said he was in danger, grand jury said he was lying. The coward pointed weapons while he'd sputter and he'd choke, screaming, I will light you up, because she kept her smoke. Then she died inside a cell where footage went away. A suicide with no real proof, just what the piggies say. Trooper Encinio was set free after he died. So prison time or punishment, so what, that lady died. The cops investigate themselves and say they did what they should, when clearly they just let a woman die because they could. Hey, hey, Dall'Oi Polizei means the same thing now as yesterday. Out of our houses into the streets, everybody say, fuck the police. Daniel Shaver did everything that the weakling screamed. Then Philip Brailsford murdered him to sate a power dream. Charles Langley gave the order that they murder Shaver. Now we're paying both their pensions, acting like it's braver. Brailsford had a history of beating up teenagers. A Punisher skull on his gun, the swastika comes later. But none of this was even mentioned in his murder trial, so a jury let him off scot-free, bootlicking in style. Hey, hey, Dall'Oi Polizei means the same thing now as yesterday. Out of our houses into the streets, everybody say, fuck the police. Freddie Gray in Baltimore was tortured by his killers. Pigs named Nero, Goodson, Porter, Rice, and White and Miller. They wrapped him round a metal box and said that he was naughty, then stopped the van so they could shackle his unconscious body. The officers got off scot-free, they're still working today, and where they're working, communities never will be safe. In the U.S., lynching's been illegal for a time, but when the police do it, we pretend it's not a crime. Hey, hey, Dall'Oi Polizei means the same thing now as yesterday. Out of our houses into the streets, everybody say, fuck the police. People fawn at law and order, ignoring the cops, who kill whenever they feel like it, killing never stops. When we pretend we should believe a word these gunmen said, while they keep lynching, raping, shooting, piling up the dead. Politicians give police big weapons for a war. We try to move their funding and they kill us even more. If there were ever good police, they're lynching helpers now. Neighborhoods are safer where police precincts burn down. Hey, hey, Dall'Oi Polizei means the same thing now as yesterday. Out of our houses into the streets, everybody say, fuck the the police. Hey, hey, dall'oi polizei means the same thing now as yesterday. Out of our houses into the streets, everybody say, fuck the police. That's a fun one. And coincidentally, my Halloween song, which, of course, it's September, which means I'm a month late to be planning for Halloween. But anyway, here's my Halloween song, and it's called Halloween American. In Halloween of 97, I went as American. The blood of most of South America had my fingers soaking wet. I nearly dropped the bombs I planted in hotels in Cuba then. But Boris Yeltsin licked me clean, and I wiped off on-cut safety net. I went as American, and every white man ponied up. People screamed and ran again, so I spat into a poor man's cup. I went as American to show the other what to fear. Whew, fear and blame remain the same, but the costume changes year to year. In Halloween 2001, I went as American. Almost everyone I met supported me post-injury. I saw strangers of all nations, scarred with more severe abrasions, offer piles of candy and extend a hand to me. I went as American and I bled those friendships dry. I killed some kids for sharing and I practiced how to tell a lie. I went as American to show the other what to fear. Fear and blame remain the same, but the costume changes year to year. In Halloween 2006, I went as American. I raped a nation cause its despot gave me too much oil. I killed the kids for standing near the parents I was killing, then denied the oil existed while I spilled it in the sea. I spilled it in the sea and soil. I went as American and half the planet hated me, but it was half I'll never notice. They ain't white enough to see. I went as American to show the other what to fear. Fear and blame remain the same, but the costume changes year to year. In Halloween 2012, I went as American. I didn't actually go out, I flew the drone from home. I had just apologized and I wasn't going there again. I'm trying to repair my house and render race a palindrome. I went as American, I murdered out of town and clean. Friends I'd lost for decades were okay with what I mean. I went as American to show the other what to fear. Fear and blame remain the same, but the costume changes year to year. Well, you know, I think this Halloween I might go as American. A burning cross upon my back and a noose around my neck. I'll help the cops kill children. I'll redefine refugees as rapists and thugs. I'll deny a plague and which lives matter and sell everyone new drugs. So I go as American, but when I set foot on the street, the only folks who've stuck with it have not a single trick or treat. I go as American to show the other what to fear. You know, I think they're getting the message. There's almost no one left out here. good songs for the accordion. If only I was better at them. And it. All right. Ukulele time. Time to sit down and get lazy again. And while I'm doing ukulele, I think I might try and fix the emoji wall or the emote wall, whatever it's called. And those of you, again, since we already shouted out Wiz once, but just in case anyone forgot, this is something else I won in a raffle in addition to this lovely hat. All right, let's get the emoji wall going. You seditious September. It's the hold music, hold music. It's the hold music, hold music. It's the hold music, hold music. It's the hold music, hold music, hold music, hold music. It's the hold music, hold music. It's the hold music, hold music. It's the homestar runner, hold music. It's the hold music, hold music, hold music, hold music. It's the hold music, hold music. It's the hold music. Hello, copy please. It's the hold music, hold music, hold music, hold music. Oh. All right, I think I've got our emote wall worked up nice and good. I just want to make sure it's behind the chat and the top banner. Okay, hit us with some emotes, y'all. Yay, it works! That makes me so happy, honestly, that I can actually see it play back. That makes me very, very happy. All right. Now, this is one by Axel the Sot that I have adapted. This was another one that was very wisely recommended by the inimitable Trash Snowmancer, Haver of Sword. And here we go. Ooh, that's... I went to my... I'd have a ball. I want the emojis to last a little longer than that, I think. Now, this is where we want all of your horniest emojis. Ready? Here we go. And... Well, I went to my first orgy. They said I'd have a ball. A pile of naked bodies lay as high as I was tall. They told me just squeeze in there and don't be shy one bit. Well, we pushed and shoved and some parts slapped, but most just wouldn't fit. The trouble with an orgy, though some may think it's fine, with bodies piled it's hard to tell what's yours or theirs or mine. The greeters at the orgy all stripped me down quite bare. I boldly showed them all my pride, a tool for them to share. 2 inches more, I proudly said, and I would be a king. 2 inches less, the greeter said, no one would see a thing. The trouble with an orgy, though some may think it's fine, with bodies piled it's hard to tell what's yours or theirs or mine. Confusion at the orgy, it's kind of hard to see. So I reached around and squeezed a bit and then heard a shout of glee. I then explored some further and felt something quite thick. Well, straight or gay, whatever way, it sure felt like good dick. The trouble with an orgy, though some may think it's fine, with bodies piled it's hard to tell what's yours and theirs or mine. A big dog at the orgy that I thought was someone's pet turned out to be a furry who came with the local vet. They said her name was Binky, who the things she did were wild, but some got bored because she only liked it doggy style. The trouble with an orgy, though some may think it's fine, with bodies piled it's hard to tell what's yours and theirs or mine. Well, in came the village teacher, a lovely lass named Bung. I asked why they'd invited her, and they said the ladies hung. Well, I didn't understand, and they all said, Bung, do the trick. So she whipped it out, she dipped her chin, and gave herself a lick. The trouble with an orgy, though some may think it's fine, with bodies piled it's hard to tell what's yours or theirs or mine. An old man at the orgy shouted, are you she or he? We answered in the bastard's face with a jet of pee. We threw him out buck naked without a sir or miss. There's no hang-ups at our orgy, not with gender, not with piss. The trouble with an orgy, though some may think it's fine, with bodies piled it's hard to tell what's yours and theirs or mine. A priest outside the orgy, he cried, this is a sin! How dare you host an orgy and not let the clergy in? We gladly let him in the house, he joined right in the session, and spent most of the next 2 weeks bragging in confession. The trouble with an orgy, though some may think it's fine, with bodies piled it's hard to tell what's yours and theirs or mine. Well, at last I left the orgy, though slower than I'd come. My body hurt all over, and I had to clear my bum. 'Cause in the dark it's hard to see, and we just have to trust that we know each other's boundaries when nuts are fit to bust. The trouble with an orgy, though some may think it's fine, with bodies piled it's hard to tell what's yours and theirs or mine. The trouble with an orgy, though some may think it's fine, with bodies piled it's hard to tell what's yours or theirs or mine. Okay, for this song, I'm going to briefly take the sunglasses off because the only appropriate way to do this song is with this hat, like this. Ready? Oh, hang on. I might need the lyrics, though. Shoot. Let's see. There we go. 1, 2, 3. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't drive a car because they run on gas, and if I did, then it would run on biomass. I ride my bike or sometimes a skateboard, so fuck off all you drivers and your yuppie whores sitting all day in the traffic queue. I'm a better anarchist than you. I don't eat meat. No, I just live on moldy chives and the donuts that I found in last week's dumpster dive. Look at you in that restaurant, I think you are so sad when you could have been eating bagels like the ones that I just had. Oh, it makes me sick, all the bourgeois things you do. I'm a better anarchist than you. I don't my leather, and yet I like my clothes in black, and I made a really cool hammock from a moldy coffee sack. I like to hop on freight trains, I think that is so cool. Oh, it's so much better, funner than being stuck inside a school. I can't believe you're wearing those brand new shiny shoes. I'm a better anarchist than you. I don't have sex. Oh, and there will be no sequel because heterosexual relationships are inherently unequal. I'll just keep on moshing to anti-flag drag and clash until there are no differences in gender, race, or class. All you brainwashed breeders, you haven't got a clue. But I'm a better anarchist than you. I'm not a pacifist. No, I like throwing bricks. And when the cops have caught me and I've taken a few licks, I always feel lucky if I get a bloody nose. Cause I am so militant and everybody knows by the time that the riot I have started is through that I'm a better anarchist than you. I don't believe in leaders because consensus is the key. I reject all stupid notions like representative democracy. I know that it doesn't work and I alone know it's the case. Why direct action alone can only save the human race. When I see you there in your voting booth, I know I'm a better anarchist than you. I don't believe in hierarchies and yet I know it's true. I'm a better anarchist, a much better anarchist. Fuck that, I'm a better anarchist than you. Oh, that was nice. When I was just a little thing, I used to love parades with cotton. Hang on, I'm getting a mic issue. Here we go. When I was just a little thing, I used to love parades with cotton candy, red balloons, and maybe lemonade. When I came home one May Day, my neighbor's father said, "Them marchers is all commies. Tell me, kid, are you a red?" Well, I didn't know just what it meant. My hair back then was brown, and my house was plain red brick just like most others in the town. So I went and asked my family why our neighbor called me red. Well, they sat me down around the fire, and this is what they said. Well, you ain't done nothing if you ain't been called a red. If you've marched or agitated, well, you're bound to hear it said. So you might as well ignore it or love the word instead. Cause you ain't been doing nothing if you ain't been called a red. When I was growing up, I had some troubles, I suppose, when someone took exception to my sexuality or clothes, or tried to cheat me on a job or hit me on the head. When I organized to fight back, well, those fuckers called me red. But you ain't done nothing if you ain't been called a red. If you've marched or agitated, well, you're bound to hear it said. So you might as well ignore it or love the word instead. Cause you ain't been doing nothing if you ain't been called a red. When I was living on my own, one apartment that I had stuck with a lousy, rotten landlord, let me tell you, they were bad. But when they tried to kick me out, I just rubbed my hands and said, "Hey man, you haven't seen a struggle if you haven't fought a red. Cause you ain't done nothing if you ain't been called a red. If you've marched or agitated, well, you're bound to hear it said. So you might as well ignore it or love the word instead. Cause you ain't been doing nothing if you ain't been called a red." Kept on agitating because what else can you do? Gonna let those sons of bitches all just walk all over you. My friend said, "You'll get fired hanging with that commie mob." I said, "Ain't you heard of COVID, buddy? I ain't got a job." You ain't done nothing if you ain't been called a red. If you've marched or agitated, well, you're bound to hear it said. So you might as well ignore it or love the word instead. Cause you ain't been doing nothing if you ain't been called a red. Well, I've been agitating now for several years or more, for jobs or for equality and always against war. Well, I'll keep on agitating, cause as far as I can see, if that's what being red is, well, it's good enough for me. Cause you ain't done nothing if you ain't been called a red. If you've marched or agitated, well, you're bound to hear it said. So you might as well ignore it or love the word instead. Cause you ain't been doing nothing if you ain't been called a red. All right, I'm up to my last song. I'm going to keep going for another 15, maybe half hour. So if you got requests, drop them in. And while you drop those requests, I'm going to briefly step away and blow my nose with apologies. Oh, man. Oh, shoot. Hang on, I'll put the youth over there. Oh, you ever get that feeling when you blow your nose and you feel like you've lost weight? It was such a satisfying blow. I got that feeling right now. I feel like I dropped almost a full pound right there. Alright, here we go. $1 trillion could buy a lot of bling. $1 trillion could buy most anything. $1 trillion buying bullets, buying guns. $1 trillion in the hands of killers, thugs. Whoa, 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 whoa. Fuck the world, a lot of people gotta die tonight. Whoa, fuck the world, yeah, fuck them all. $1 trillion to Africa, Iraq. $1 trillion and it's never coming back. $1 trillion would buy some badass drugs. $1 trillion makes me wanna kill myself. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Fuck the world, a lot of people gotta die tonight. Whoa, fuck the world, yeah, fuck them all until the sun burns from the sky. Until the sun burns so bright this world is no more. Until the sun burns from the sky and all the people are just dust on the ground. $1 trillion could buy a heart or soul. $1 trillion buying nations all the world. $1 trillion could make the fat ladies sing. $1 trillion, what a bullshit, useless thing. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Fuck the world, a lot of people gotta die tonight. Whoa, shitloads of money made will show us wrong from right. Whoa, fuck the world, yeah, fuck them all. That's a nice little quickie. What shall I do next? I'm just going to check on the YouTube broadcast. I've been simulcasting to YouTube via Restream. Wonderful World Inflatable You, for sure. The main thing I have to get used to on PC right now is that the main thing I'm trying to get used to on PC is kind of ridiculous, but it's that I have gotten so accustomed to the Apple command as my shortcut that instead of hitting Control to do similar shortcuts, I intuitively hit the Command button, and as a result, it takes me out of whatever window I'm working in, and I get annoyed with myself. Because it just brings up the menu. Because I haven't used a Windows computer in years. Yeah, let's do this one a little higher up. See trees, green, red. That's the key. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed days, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Where did I put the pick down this time? Some Tim Minchin, as requested by one of our favorite sword havers, Trashnomancer, of course. All right. Let's see how this feels. Your love for me is not debatable. Your sexual appetite's insatiable. You never ever make me waitable, delectable, inflatable you. You don't have problems with your weight at all. You never steal food off my plate at all. I I never have to masturbate at all. Unpoppable, inflatable you. With you in my arms, I feel I could just float away. Hey, with the right kind of gas, you know, we might even try it someday. In this ocean of life, I'm never afraid we might drown. No, we could just float forever, whatever the weather, whenever my inflatable lover's around. Your thighs and buttocks are so holdable. You always do just what you're toldable. And if we argue, you just foldable, controllable, consolable you. Now anything at all is feasible, although you don't bend at the knees at all. The rest of you is firm and squeezable, increasable, uncreasable you. You're never sensitive or tickly. When I rub you, my skin goes prickly. It's known as static electricity, felicity when I'm kissing you. Your skin is so smooth, I couldn't afford you with hair. You have all the holes a real person's got, plus one more for the air. Your problems are simple, I don't need my master's insight to know that if you get down, I'll just pump you right up with a couple of squirts off the pump of my bike. You never wake up when I snore at all, a trait which I find quite adorable. You have a box and you are storable, ignorable, backdoorable you. My friends all reckon you are suitable. I brought you round to watch the football, and Stephen Gary said you're rootable, commutable, refutable you. You don't have problems with my hairy back, or with the inches that downstairs I lack. You're not disgusted by my furry crack, Bert, Bacharach, Jack Kerouac, ooh. Now birth control is not an issue, we wipe it all out with a tissue. I bet my jealous friends all wish you were insatiably, inflatably theirs. Don't let me down, don't let me down, don't let me down, and I won't let you down. They are great sing-alongs, yeah. They're fun. All right. There's that kiss. So George, better known as Ellsworth, but George Ellsworth sent me some new songs of his that I have yet to listen to. I haven't had time yet, but I'm hopefully going to learn some of them. And since they're on my mind, I think I'm going to do another one of George's songs. This one is called American Compost. I used to dream the impossible dream. Spend most of my youth in a wide-eyed fantasy. Early in the morning, the whole world was still asleep. I'd march down my street singing, oh say, can you see? And I marched the streets of America with a heart so young, a spirit so free. Dreaming that dream my father called America, yes, brotherhood, justice, equality. Can you remember when we took these words seriously? When restlessness was a yearning to breathe free. We were still dreamers. Thank you, Red Rust, fellow dreamer. And a dream is just a shining light. You know you'll never reach it, still you keep it inside. Can you see that light anymore? America. But I found out how things work out sometimes. I found that a dream can be a shrewd disguise. Saw teenage soldiers, wheelchairs, and black limousines. Bombastic billionaires tugging for strike strategies. Then I marched down the streets of America. I felt so naive, has it really always been this way? They take their schemes and call them all America, yes. But who said manifest destiny, caveat emptor, and white supremacy? What do they mean when they say land of opportunity? Hard to be a dreamer. Ain't it hard to be a dreamer when the only dreams that fill your scales are long-term investments and projected sales? Is that really your face on my dollar bill, America? Might have my own children someday I'll have to worry about. Do I teach them how to dream or teach them how to doubt? Do I tell them about leaves of grass, grapes of wrath, democracy? Or teach them an eye for an eye and that big stick diplomacy? 'Cause when they march out on the streets of America, far away from all the history books, the speeches, and the law, that's where they learn the truth from what they see and hear. America, yes, it's a hungry world with wild wolves at the door. Just who those wolves are these days, I'm not so sure. What do I say when they say, hey, what do we stand for? Are we still dreamers? Are we still dreamers, or just a bunch of busy bees in a hive, just gathering honey, staying alive? Have we grown so tall we don't hear the call, America? You know some still believe in that half-conceived American dream. When can we start to live up to what it really means? Oh, thanks. Yeah, I should start linking his SoundCloud, because he sent me the link to the SoundCloud, but I looked at the message and then had to do other stuff, and I don't think I have it pulled up on my PC right now. But yeah, I'll start linking. I'll start shouting out. I'll develop a shout-out command for George, because I play so much of his music already. All right. And yeah, thanks, Red Rust. All right, I think it's about time to call it for the day. Ah! I knocked over my ukulele. Oh no! My $15 ukulele. What will I ever do? Sorry, that sounds horrible to say, but that's kind of what I think of whenever I bump the ukulele. It's like, oh no, I might have to get a better ukulele. What a horror. Oh, and Power of the Union, do you mean the Billy Bragg version or the Wobblies version? Because I could play that too before I call it out. Or actually, no, let's do Mr. Block. I already did a different version of Power in a Union. There's Power in a Union earlier today. I already did, so I'm going to do Mr. Block, and then we will Solidarity Forever ourselves out of here once I find a good channel to raid. And if you know of any charity streams going on, chat, please let me know. I always prefer to raid out to a charity stream if there's one ongoing. Well, please, give me your attention, and I will introduce to you a man who is a credit to the old red, white, and blue. His head is made of lumber, it's as solid as a rock. He is a common worker, and his name is Mr. Block. And Blocky thinks he may be president someday. Oh, Mr. Block, you were born by mistake. You take the cake, you make me ache. Tie a rock on your block and then jump in the lake. Kindly do it for liberty's sake. Well, Block is oh so lucky. He found a job by G. The shark got $7 for job and fare and fee. So they took him to the desert and dumped him with his truck. And when he tried to find a job, he was sure out of luck. And Block shouted, "That's too raw! I'll fix them with the law!" Oh, Mr. Block, you were born by mistake. You take the cake, you make me ache. Tie a rock on your block and then jump in the lake. Kindly do it for liberty's sake. So Block marched back to the city. Oh, but no one would collect. And he said, "I need my law and order. I deserve respect." So he got a job that evening and got fired by the night. And he said, "I'll see that Donald Trump. He'll put the bosses right." So Donnie screamed for them all night. And Block learned that Block was right. Oh, Mr. Block, you were born by mistake. You take the cake, you make me ache. Tie a rock on your block and then jump in the lake. Kindly do it for liberty's sake. So on election day, Block shouteth, "Make America great again!" He met his alt-right friends and made some plans to never masturbate with them. And when the election came and went and all his hate lost Block his job, he looked to his good president and realized the slob, hey, King Rebellion, found Block suffering quite funny and only wanted money. No shit. Oh, Mr. Block, you were born by mistake. You take the cake, you make me ache. Tie a rock on your block and then jump in the lake. Kindly do it for liberty's sake. Well, Blackie died one evening, I am rather glad to state. You see, the work gave Block diseases, but the job and society gave him no way to medicate. And as Block died, he saw the face of God and cried out in repose, "I never met my hero's God, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos." And God replied, "It's just as well. They'll both meet you in hell." Oh, Mr. Block, you were born by mistake. You take the cake, you make me ache. Tie a rock on your block and then jump in the lake. Kindly do it for liberty's sake. Oh, Mr. Block, you were born by mistake. You take the cake, you make me ache. Tie a rock on your block and then jump in the lake. Kindly do it for liberty's sake. Yeah, welcome. I'm sorry to say you are catching just the end, but you know what? I'll do one more before Solidarity Forever, and then I think we're going to raid into Universal Discourse. Unless you would like to make a request and drop some money, I'm happy to do that. But I'm going to play There's Power in a Union, because Trash missed it. Oh, thanks. And then we will close with Solidarity Forever. There is power in a factory, there's power in the land, power in the hands of the worker. Oh, but it all amounts to nothing if we can't make the food stand work. There is power in an onion. Now the lessons of the past were learned with line workers' blood. The mistakes of bosses and ignorant chefs we must pay for. From the cities and the farmlands to the trenches full of mud, war has always been the boss's way, sir. But the onion forever serving all night. Down with synthetics, all vegans unite. With our brothers and our sisters in many starving lands, we know there are layers in an onion. Well, I long for the morning that they realize brutality and unjust laws cannot defeat us. Oh, but who'll defend the workers who cannot organize when the bosses send their lackeys out to cheat us? Money speaks for money, the devil for his own. Who comes to speak for the skin and the bone? Bring a comfort to the widow, bring a light to the child. There is power in our union, the union forever defending our rights. Down with the black leg on workers unite. With our brothers and our sisters in many far-off lands, there's power in our union, just as there are layers in an onion. Thanks, Delru. That made it fun. All right. Well, I'm going to leave a brief break in case anyone wants to donate to motivate me to continue playing more songs. And should nothing happen by the end of this brief break, we shall be raiding out. really should learn that whole piece, because I bet that wouldn't be crazy hard on piano and that I could do a good job with it. All right. Well, it looks like we are raiding out to Universal Discourse, y'all. Oh, let's find a different voice to do this in, actually. No, let's do jazzy. When the union's inspiration through the workers' blood shall run, there can be no power greater anywhere beneath the sun. Yet what force on earth is weaker than the feeble strength of one? For the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever, solidarity forever, solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong. Is there aught we hold in common with the greedy parasite who could bash us into serfdom, who would crush us with their might? Is there anything left to us but to organize and fight? For the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever, solidarity forever, solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong. It is we who plowed the prairies, built the cities where they trade, built the mines and dug the workshops, endless miles of railroad laid. Now we stand outcast and starving, it's the wonders we have made, but the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever, solidarity forever, solidarity forever, the union makes us strong. In a sordid slime harmonious greed in a sordid slime harmonious greed was born in yonder ditch, with a longing in its blossom for all other goods and itch. As Jebus died to make men holy, let men die to make us rich. The god of capital marches on. Well, fuck them. Solidarity forever, solidarity forever, solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong. In our hands is housed a power greater than their hoarded gold, greater than the might of armies, magnified 1,000-fold. We can bring to birth a new world from the ashes of the old, for the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever, solidarity forever, solidarity forever, because Black Lives Matter, trans men and men, trans women and women, non-binary people are valid. Decolonize this fucking country. If you're in the mood and it's not too much, please vote for Biden. And the union makes us. This needs to last till the raid. Strong.